Hello, welcome back to my channel. It has definitely been a while. I needed to take a little break and, work on some other projects, downsize, organize, all that kind of stuff. It was just having things hanging over my head while I was in here having fun with you guys. I just kind of needed to take a break from that, and I'm really glad I did. I got a lot done, but I'm back. I'm coming back to YouTube because I miss playing in my journals and designing and having fun with ephemera, and sharing that and having the comments and the support and the encouragement that I get from everybody that makes a comment down below. I really miss it. It's just something that's really been missing. And one of the things that I have been doing is I've been watching a lot of other channels and just learning so much. I had a tendency to kind of bubble, put myself in a bubble in my own little creative world and not really see how other people did stuff. And just wasn't learning enough from other people. It's hard for me to kind of explain that or make sense of that, but it's just been so much fun watching how other people make their videos or how they work in their journals or how they make their ephemera. I've learned so much over the last year. I guess I'll just end it there. So what I'm kind of hoping this channel to be more of than an instructional type of channel, more of a craft with me kind of channel. Um, there's just so much inspiration out there, but a lot of times people use, how do I put it? Well, styles. Their styles different than mine. I have what I like to think of as kind of a unique style with retro and, mid-century and all that kind of stuff. And I just don't see a lot of that out there. And I want to be kind of that. I want to kind of be that. Sorry, I keep popping in and out, but I've got a frog in my throat, and you don't need to hear that. But anyways, what I was trying to say is my particular style is a little bit different. You see a lot, but it's almost like I take all of my favorite things from all the inspiration out there and I make it my own. And if that's something that you want to see, if that's something that you're kind of excited about like I am, then this is your channel. Hi, Future Patty here. I just wanted to pop in and remind you, or at least let you know, that I am going to put timestamps in the description box if you want to go right to the project. So yeah, see you in a bit. So what I want to talk about a little bit right now is this project. So what I'm calling this is a junk planner, not a junk journal. So let me show you real quick what I mean by that. This started out as just a journal. I have a bunch of this type of journal still. I have about, I don't know, maybe 4 left, and I'm probably going to make more of them because this has turned out to be one of the best things I've made. I say that all the time, but this time it's just been so much fun. So let me open it up. So here is when I make my next one, I want this to be my dashboard. I'm not going to put this pad of paper. I'll put that in the back. But this is kind of fun. This is an index, and it's a lot like a bullet journal. And how this started really was I thought, I want to make a commonplace book like Meg Journals. It started out as a commonplace book, and then it kind of morphed into, as I was adding things like journaling, or there's quotes in here, or what I'm watching, I just kind of a running list of lists, more than one, of kind of what's going on in my world, but also reminders and different things that I want to do, planning things out. It's just all in one place, and it's just been a blast. Let me turn the page so you can see a little bit. This right here, random thoughts, just things that occur to me. I don't have to write the Great American Novel every time I want to journal. Sometimes just a couple of sentences is enough for me. This is, I made what do they call those? Snippet roll. This is from a snippet roll, and the colors kind of matched this page that I had in here. And then here's just an envelope that I have some journaling in. And so just these little tuck spots. This is kind of a leftover. I took a bunch of my masterboards. I cut them into tags, and then there were strips left over, so that's a belly band there. I have so many. One of the things I love to do, and I'm sure you do too, is to watch some of these videos of mask making. And I just love them. Oh my gosh, I've my favorites, I think right now. Oh my gosh, there's so many of them. But Seven Plaza, Crafty by Tony, and Teal and Treasure. I don't know. I'll put a link to her. You probably know all these people. They're all fantastic, but they all do these mask makings, and you just sit there and you just use up so much of your stash, and then you can rifle through it and have fun with it. And it's just so much fun. And as you can see, this isn't done yet. That's just I used to work retail, and I would steal labels off of boxes, and then I kept them all, and then I scanned them into my computer, and I print them up once in a while, just for something different, something a little bit, kind of unique to, you just can't buy them anywhere, right? You have your own scannables kind of thing. Another belly band, another envelope. Here, this could be a journaling spot. Another, it's just a tuck. And then I have this, I made these hidden paper clips, and that's perfect because behind there, right? You don't have to see it. But yeah, so this is my favorite journal right now, my first love. Lots of areas for decorating, lots of places. Oh, and the other thing I want to make sure that I point out. Okay, I thought I'd spare you the trash truck that just stopped by. So here, one of the things I'd like to show you is this one right here. So this one's page 22. I didn't number all the pages, but I did to a point where you could just kind of have a quick reference. So 22, so this is 23. Go to the index. 23, a letter from a friend, right? And then the next one over would be accomplishments, which is kind of an important list for me. This list is some of the things that I've done just in the last month. Or this journal actually is from mid-October to the end of November, because I'm going to be starting a Christmas one. But this is my accomplishments that I did just in the last, month or so. I finished a couple of Afghans. I downsized some more crochet projects, meaning I came up with a plan and got rid of the yarn I wasn't going to use. I downsized my project life cards and made new, what's this? Made journaling cards for my granddaughter. Oh, and they came out so cute. I made them out of the, just some of the ephemera that was left over from her birthday, her first birthday. I don't know about you, but I often wonder sometimes, what have I done? Like, what have I accomplished? Like, where do the days go? I'm retired. I don't have to go to work every day, where I have kind of a running list and things that definitely need to get done. When you're retired and your time is your own, it's nice to know how you spend your days. It just makes me feel a little bit better. I am not going to write in there that I mopped the floor or did the dishes, because that's not fun. So anything fun goes in there. Any of that work stuff that you have to do, yeah, I'll take a pass on that. So here are some pages that still need some decor. Super tickled about the fact that I still have some decorating to do in here, because I'm really filling it up with lists. It's just amazing how many things I figure out how to write down. Oh, let me talk about this just really quick. It's page 2. Wait. Here we go. Here, wait. Oh gosh. Here it is. Okay, it's the second page, and I just wrote the dates in that were coming up. I didn't have it in any kind of like calendar chronological order. I'm going to be doing that in my next one, and all my journals, all my planners after that. It's just that this one, I was just playing around, and this thing just kind of morphed into what it is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this away and come right back, and I'm going to show you what project we're going to be working on today. So I'm not, like I said earlier in this video, I'm trying to be a little bit more free-flowing and organic about how these videos go. And I hope that's okay. If not, There's plenty of people out there with lots and lots of inspiration for you, but I wanted to show you what I'm thinking about doing, and it is making another, journal, but for Christmas. Now I have all of these pages. I've got a whole container full of these. They're called, what are they called again? I forgot what they're called. They're very old. They have a specific name. If I can remember it, I'll say it later. But I folded some pages up to see, I think I want to have, this is scaring me. This is the craziest thing. When I had the narrower ones, the regular like Midori size ones, it got to be too much. It was too small. And now I've got this big area. I'm kind of wondering how this is going to work out for me, having a larger size, but I think I want to try it out. This is a journal I made years ago, and it would work really well for one of these junk planner type things, but I don't know. Since I'm just starting to do that, I really think I should probably stick with this format. So what I'm going to do, you know what I did? Look at I cut all these in half. Did I? Let me make sure. Yeah, I cut all these in half. Why in the heckity hoot I did that, I really don't know. I wish I hadn't done that. That would be cute. So I'm going to get started. I'm probably going to go to fast forward and maybe throw in some music, just because I kind of don't know what I'm going to do yet. Let me show you. I guess I'll just show you now what I have in here. I think this might be Tracy Fox. I'm not sure. I'll find out whose pages these are, but I think they're Tracy Fox, and I think they'd make great pages. So the only thing is I'm not a huge fan of this white, so I may go ahead and coffee dye that. So I'll go ahead and set those aside. Let me show you this. I organized this before I put it away last year. And these are just a bunch of vintage images, which I think would be great for this. And then just some whatnot that I found. I thought these colors looked kind of Christmassy, so I thought that might make a nice either a tag or a tuck spot or something like that. Some vintage wrapping paper, pages out of black and white pages out of some Christmas books. These are, you send these away. These are from a magazine where you send these in to get a subscription. So subscription cards, and they were all Christmassy. So I kept those in one spot right in here where I could find them. Pages from some vintage books on Christmas, going in 9 different directions. Sorry about that. Music pages, more ephemera. These are this is leftover from a journal years ago. Tim Holtz. And then more pages from Ideals magazine. Yeah, that's what it is. And then from a cookbook or something. So yeah, this is what I'm going to be working with. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get organized and be right back. Okay, so I have a few things here that I could use. I'm not using these. I just had to share them because they're so... okay, so I make fruit cake every year and everybody loves my fruit cake. So yeah. I would love to make one of these. Look at that, a Yule log, all the cookies. I love this page. Every year it just gives me the Christmas feels. I have yet to figure out a way to put it into one of my journals. I don't think I'll ever do that. And look at that. Is that adorable or what? This is from the Ideals. This is from a cookbook. This is from the Ideals Christmas magazine. I don't know if Ideals made magazines other than Christmas or not, but yeah, isn't that cute? And this is one of my favorite all-time illustrations. Christmas in Bugville. Yeah, that'll never make it into one of my journals either. Is it giving off a Grinch vibe or what? I love it. I love it. So yeah, I just had to share those. So cute. But these are the options right here. This is from the music book. I thought maybe I just, fold that in half. Since I'm probably going to make a cover like this one, because I love the idea of being able to, let me show you real quick. When I glue something in this journal, I can put a piece of plastic or wax paper in there and then tie it up, and it's like you're smashing it in, and the gluing, it works so beautifully. It's one of the things about this journal that really, really worked for me. So the reason why I have the white on the outside and this on the inside of my journals, because I'll probably be covering it. So, and this is the fabric I chose. I thought that would be kind of pretty. So let's work on some, oh, here. I also have to share this. This is Tracy Fox's latest Christmas group. That's not what you call it, but that's what I'm calling it right now. Festive Dispatch. It's in her Etsy shop. But yeah, this is her latest design for Christmas. Love it. And I printed it on tea-dyed or coffee-dyed paper. This is just regular copy paper. It's, I think it's 28 weight. I don't know what they call that, 28, but whatever. It's the 28, weight paper for copy paper. And this is these are those pages that I showed earlier in my video, and I squirted them down with tea, and it just kind of made a mess out of them, but I'm still going to figure out a way of using these. I may make these into envelopes for journaling, so I thought that'd be kind of fun. And then I have, and then some music paper. I want to try to use up what's been sitting in that box for a few years. So I'll fold that in half. And then we have some of these, and I'll cut them down. So what I'm going to do is either I'm going to do this off camera, or at least go super fast on this, because I'm sure you've seen people make journals before. And I love these snowy scenes. I would just really have a hard time covering that, maybe. I don't know. So I think I might have to wait on that one. But look at this. Isn't that cute? So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and start putting my journal together. I'm going to fast forward, and then I'll see you on the other side. Okay, that is a must-have at Christmas. A Christmas tree of fruit. Oh my gosh. Cheese on the side, crackers. Oh, melon. Oh my gosh. Does that pineapple top? Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I'm gonna stop. All right. So I've cut them all down to 8 by 5 1/4. There's probably gonna, I'm probably going to need to adjust that to a certain extent somewhere down the line. Because when you make these journals, of course, they the inner pages tend to kind of start popping out. So I'll just use a ruler and an X-Acto knife to trim, or a rotary cutter I use sometimes. I have one for paper crafting. I'm gonna get these organized, and I'll start making a booklet out of them. Okay, so because this is your Midori Traveler's style, size, and I'm doing the larger, I had to, this is something that I kind of rigged up a little bit. The original, it came out this size. This is the size it is. And I had to literally cut and paste this to stay on this page right here. And it works out really well for me. But because I'm going to a larger size, I had to kind of rethink how all of it worked out. So here's my cover, right? And I definitely, I printed it on regular white copy paper. And because I didn't know how much of this was going to show, and I didn't really want to ink it, I reprinted it on tea-dyed paper, which my printer doesn't always love, but oh, I don't always love my printer, so you know how that goes. And then this is one of Festive Dispatch, Tracy Fox's Christmas paper that I did on the back, because I realized that I might be making this into, I'm not sure how I'm going to do this. I didn't know if I was going to just go ahead and put it in the, put it in the journal. Hold on, like this. I'm still thinking about it. And I thought, I can do some of this thinking while I'm on camera, because I wish you were here to help me a little bit with the decisions on this. But here's the cover, which I'm going to be covering with fabric. Open it up. And then I have the calendar there, but honestly, you know what? I think I might have wasted some ink, because the way this thing might work the best is for me to fold it. So I'm going to cover that with something Christmassy. I don't know, for some reason doing this on camera with you guys is kind of helping me think a little bit better. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I also have, since this is kind of a gimme, I'm just going to go ahead and fold it in half. Because I'm going to, if I don't use it like a page, then I'll probably end up cutting it up anyway. So let me just fold that. And you know what I think I'll do? I'm going to go ahead and build the pages. Just throw them together. Now we've got it. Okay, so here is my signature. My 20-page signature. It's getting bigger too. Might have to pull some out. So that's not good. Let's do it this way. Here's my, okay, so here's my calendar. Here's a notes page. And then here is a notes page. This can be my index. Okay, I'm going to cut this down. I think I got it. How I want to do this. I don't know if I want to cover that up. There's so many opportunities. Look at that. See? Cover that up, right? Yeah. Make sure that's not too... I'll have to trim that later. Okay, so that goes on there. Open it up. There's my calendar. This is not making me happy that I did that so crooked. Here. Apparently I'm not gonna get it done with my trimmers. There. Okay. And then this, my index, needs to go on there somehow. I'm thinking I might cut that way down. Yeah. Okay. So that will get glued to this. Now, what I'm thinking is that I need to lose, I don't want to lose any of these pages, but I think that I need to downsize my pages a little bit. So let's just kind of peek through here real quick and see. Let's see now. Now I want to do this. I'm excited about this part. This part has been such a game changer for me. And if I want to, I can just put some washi down there or something if that white's just bugging me too much. And then this goes on there. And then this is my dashboard. So That's going to be a whole different ball game. I had a pocket on there before that I put this little guy in. It's a library pocket. But I think I want to have a place for Post-its. So I'll work on that. Let's get this on there. So my glue of choice is watered down Mod Podge, matte Mod Podge. Important part, matte. And I don't know where I got this applicator. I think it might have been Dollar General. I'm not quite sure, but it's perfect for me. I love it. I used to use matte medium on everything. Okay. Let's see how that looks on the page. Hold on. It's kind of crooked. Let me see if I can get that back on there a different way. A little bit over. Let's see. Should have done it like this. There. Okay, that'll do her. So one of the things also about me is I don't pay attention to certain things. Like, I buy ink. Do I pay attention to whether or not it's what is it, the oxide or the ink? No, of course I don't. Why would I do something like that? It's just me. It's just the way I do stuff. I'm like, oh, I get excited about something. I don't pay attention to the details, right? Because there's some people that like, oh, the oxide this and they do that. And they have, oh, they just do these wonderful things. And in the meantime, I'm kind of going, what do I do? What is that? You know, I'm just so used to just doing collages and paper and all that kind of stuff that something as easy as the difference between distress ink and oxide completely go past me and my brain. And the other thing is that what was I going to say? I forgot what I was going to say. I'm kind of wondering if, because I want this to be a list, but see how this was was this a half a list? See, it doesn't, I just really like the way this one worked, so I'm going to have to, I'm going to do some Christmas type decoration, and I don't know if I'm going to do it up there, down there. I'll stick it on like that. I forgot what I was going to say when I was talking about the inks. The color of the inks. That's what I was going to say. I don't pay attention. I grab, if it's too dark, I grab something lighter. I don't, is it walnut? Is it coffee? Is it tea? I just throw it on there. I am just such a hack. But I'm happy, you know? I mean, being particular about every little thing is way too much bother for me. Takes the fun right out of it. There we go. Hopefully this isn't going to be too wiggly. It might be. All right, so there's my page. There's my calendar. I'll number that all in. I don't know if I might put like Monday, Tuesday, blah, blah, blah on there. I wonder if what I should put here as my dashboard. Okay, so on my dashboard, I want to have I like to have something, I don't know what to call it. I'm sorry, my brain and my words, they aren't working. On my pages, I like to do kind of a patchwork of usually thinner scrapbook paper, just as a backdrop, you know, and then I try to make them match a little bit. You know, you can see the green and da-da-da, right? And then it kind of it kind of gives me a point to jump off of. It's I'm not finding the right words, but you know, kind of a point of departure when you look at the color like this, green, blue, and red, because there was some green, blue, red over here. I thought it would give it a little bit more of a cohesive look to have, you know, paper that matched, right? So that's what I did throughout, and it just seemed to really work. Like this one, I picked a color. Well, actually, I didn't pick much of a color over there because I knew I was going to put this tag, but I wanted it to kind of match when you open it up. It's kind of looks, it just kind of helps look for the types of decor, like that red, green, you know, it just kind of helps almost like eliminate having to think too much about like what would work there. You know, we got the blue, right? And red, a little bit of red. So for some reason, it gives the page cohesiveness, and it's easier to kind of plan your pages a little bit better. And the whole point of this is to have a place to put things, memories, and things to do, lots of different things like that. There's a lot of reasons to, ooh, this is cute. There's a lot of reasons why I do this. Oh, I like that. Isn't that pretty? It's planning, it's memory keeping, it's a bullet journal. It's just so many different things rolled into one. That's the reason why I chose to start making videos again, because finally I have something I'm kind of excited about. It's been a while. Okay, oopsie. This is my little collection of Tim Holtz. These aren't working for me. I'm not liking those. But I don't know. These are, I think this is, I don't know if this is Junk Journal Shop or Tracy Fox. Not sure. But yeah, I'm going to have to save these. It's not working for me. All right. So I'm going to do that and look for some other, just as a backdrop. What I'm going to do is I'm going to, this is where I'm going to put my Post-it notes for things that I need to remember. And, ooh, that might be cute. I'll cut this down. I don't want this to be too, you know, fancy. It's not a big deal. I just want it to be a little bit decorated. All right, let's see if this will work. Something like that. Just a little something, something, right? See, this is where the, this is what I've been doing is, and then I close it and I tie it, and it just squishes everything down just beautifully. And I don't have to sit there and keep pressing or put it under a book or brayer it every 5 seconds. It just, I like that. I'm getting the Christmas feels on that one, right? Nice. Okay, so I'm thinking I'm going to clean my area, and I'm going to show you how I make my cover. Okay, so this is, it's from a bag from Amazon, as you can see. This is how I made my last journal, but I don't know if this is going to be big enough. Might be. Let's see how this whole thing works out. A lot of glue, a little bit of sewing. I don't think you actually need to sew. It's not necessary. Oh, look, it's going to be big enough for sure. I don't think it's necessary to sew these, but since I don't mind sewing and I have a sewing machine, I'm going to go ahead and do that. So I use the inside. Like, what did I do last time? I think I glued it. Yes, I glued the inside. And as I remember, I wasn't really happy with the results. And I wonder if it was because I didn't use my Aleene's fabric tack. So first thing I want to do is cut this down to the right size. I'm sorry, I'm kind of winging it right now because I was winging it when I did it the first time, so I'm kind of like, how did I do that again? So I definitely want to have it hanging over a little bit. I wonder if I should go ahead and use my rotary cutter on this. So let's see. I don't think that's going to be too. Yeah, that's not going to be big enough. I didn't do a very good job of clearing my desk, FYI. There. Okay. I want the fabric to be a little bit bigger than the filler inside, whatever you want to call it. Let's turn it this way. So whether or not, since I've been using it on paper, whether or not it'll cut through fabric remains to be seen. Oh, pretty good. I'm trying to go about, not a quarter of an inch, kind of a half an inch wider because it's going to bulk up a little bit. Goodness gracious, get the words out. Okay, so that doesn't look very, let's see if I can get that on the lines. There we are. What do I have? Oh, I'm looking at the wrong. Okay, try that. It's hard for me to see because my phone's in the way. It would have worked if I would have done it like that. Then I would see the contrast a little bit better. There we go. All right, I'm going to give it a quick iron. Good old Fabri-Tac. Let's see how this works. I don't know. I don't remember if I used it on the other one. It was really stiff. I don't know. I think I used just regular glue. Should probably put it on. And put it on the... I think my Fabri-Tac is old. So I'm going to speed through this. I'm going to fast forward because this is really bad. Okay, so yeah, the Fabri-Tac, I think it works really well. I'm pretty sure I must have used regular glue because this Fabri-Tac is so thick that it took every bit of strength I had to get it out of the bottle. and you can't see it, it's on there. If you don't want to sew, or you don't have a sewing machine, what I would do is I would do a hem like that. I would tack it down like that with the glue. I'd cut it a little bit bigger, tack it down with glue on there like that maybe, and then glue those two together. Here, let me try it on there. Hold on. Flip it, and then maybe here. I know, here. Glue it on the other side there, and then maybe do a bit of a hemi kind of thing like that, and glue those two together in that area right there, and that'd probably stay really well. But I'm going to sew because that's what I want to do. That's just my recommendation. I hate to do a project and then have people be a little disappointed that they can't do the same project because they don't have a sewing machine, or they're not friends with their sewing machine. Okay, so I'm going to take this to my machine and I'll be right back. Okay, I made it too big. So all I did was I sewed a little bit closer in. But let's see. So if I cut along this original sew line, I might be okay. You know what? This can be as rough and ready as it needs to be. That's just the way I roll anyway. So I'm just going to go ahead, and even if I have to kind of go over this again like one or two more times, I'm fine with that. But one thing I definitely want to make sure that I'm doing is when I'm cutting it, I'm not overcutting, cutting it too small. So what I'm going to do is, this is an erasable pen that will, either with a heat gun or an iron, it'll erase. So it's an erasable pen. Sorry about that. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and draw the line of where my journal is, so that I know, because I really don't want to turn this into a 3-hour project. Well, it already is, but you know what I mean. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, I really should have done, maybe I should have done this the first time around instead of now. So, because this pen isn't really marking on this fabric very well. Like I said, I'm just going to go back over it if I need to. I'm going to try cutting along that first sew line with my pinking shears. See how that works. But like I said, I like my journals to look rough. I like my journals to look like they've been through the trenches, which is a good thing because they usually do. One of the wonderful things about watching some of my favorite people on YouTube is they're over worrying about whether or not they're making mistakes, you know? And that's one of the things that, as a creator, I was really struggling with, which is why I needed a break, is that I was being really super perfectionistic. And the stress was really getting to me. And it wasn't fun, you know, to be honest with you. And so I decided that when I was willing to get on here, warts and all, then if I was willing to do that, then maybe it was time for me to come back. I like it. I do. I like it. Let's see if it's good. You know what? I'm going to call that good. Now, here's the tricky part. This is where I messed up with this one over here. I cut it a little bit too small, and then when I went to glue the journal into the cover, it was crooked. And that did bother me. A word to the wise: before you do any cutting, do the tracing. Definitely. I'm not sure why I didn't think of that sooner, but I'm glad I thought about it later. For goodness sakes. But I like it. I really like it. So as it gets bigger, you know, I don't know. That's good for me. I like that. So what I want to do right now is make one of these ties. It's super important to me to have this tie. And it's something I need to do before I glue my book in. All right. To be honest with you, I'm actually too lazy to want to make a tie. I really am. I have some ribbon though. This is a very white, and this is something I think I dyed it. Not tea dyed, but I dyed it. But I think it'll work. It might be okay. I'm kind of getting tired, and I really just don't want to deal with my machine as much as I have. I'm like, it's not the machine, it's me. I know it's me. But I just don't have the patience for my machine today. And I've already given it enough grief for one day. So I think I'm going to go ahead and see if I can tie a bow. Yeah, that's a good enough bow. Okay. Alrighty. So what I'm going to do, because I want to tie it in the front here, is I'm just going to attach it right there in the middle. All right. Yeah, I did it the right way around. This is good because these branches are actually going up. So all right. So as you can see, it's just a straight stitch. I went back and forth a couple of times. Now you get to watch me struggle with my, which I hope, wait, longer, shorter? Hold on. I want to make sure I did this correctly. Yeah. Okay. Because I'm gluing it in now, and if I didn't do that right, I did not want to have to undo it. So like I said, the last time I did this, I didn't do a very good job, and I really kind of struggled with it. And so this time I want to do a little bit better job. I think I didn't make my cover big enough. Now you get to see me struggle with my Fabri-Tac. Yeah, good stuff, but molasses, even thicker than molasses. Wonder if they have expiration dates. Hi, my camera died when I was in the middle of gluing this together, so I thought that I would just go ahead and show you how it turned out and chat just a little bit. I was going to talk a little bit about my future plans for my channel, but you know, this video it's really a long one, and I really don't think you need to see that much. And so I'm just going to flip through it real quick and point out a few things and just say that I really like it already. I did it on the fly. You know, the fact that I have this beautiful ephemera from some of my favorite shops. If I can remember or find where I got some of this, I'll put it in the description box, but it's just beautiful. I just really love it. So here is this is going to be my, what is it called? My index? Yeah, this will be my index. Isn't this neat? I almost wish that was kind of my index, but oh well. And then my dates to remember and just things to remember, my calendar, I'll fill that in later. And then all my cute pages that I love and I can't wait to fill with pockets and ephemera and belly bands and all the great stuff. And, you know, on that note, that's something that I am going to definitely be doing throughout the next, month and a half, It's November, and I think I've pretty much shared my other video, my other art journal. And I want this to be ready for my lists and all of the fun things that I'm going to add to it. So I'll probably be, I think maybe one video a week with this journal will be enough. So, but I want to say thank you so much if you made it to the end of this video. It is a long one. I get that. But what I tend to do is edit out a lot of my chit chat, and I find that I enjoy the chit chat when I'm watching videos, and I hope that you don't mind my chit chat. So until next time, thank you for stopping by. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.